Hi guys, I'm often being asked how our competition, the Darwin, works. It is quite complicated, I know, but the reason for all the rules is to make sure that every situation that you can possibly imagine regarding handicaps and who can play and when can they play and who you need to play with and how do the points work and how do the stars work and how does the leaderboard work and who qualifies for the final. It's all there in the rules, and the rules are actually found on a Facebook group called Button Jack Golf. So if anyone is really interested in all the intricacies of the rules, then they are all laid out on that Facebook group. But in essence, if I could explain it this way, that many years ago, in fact 15 years ago, there was 4 of us that were playing every Saturday and Sunday. At the end of the season, nobody had any idea of who'd won the most matches or who'd won the least matches. So I started keeping a record so that at the end of the season I could say, okay, Trevor, you actually won the most games, so you're the champion, for example. Other people were champions as well, honestly. But anyway, the more people that play in the Darwin, the more stars there are to win or lose. So in that little example, if there's 4 people playing, the winner would win a star and the loser loses a star. If there's 8 people playing, the winner wins 2 stars and the second place person wins 1 star and the last place person loses 2 stars and the last but 1 place person loses 1 star. Everyone starts the season with 100 stars. So you can imagine that over the course of the season, some people are going up to 110, 115 stars, and some people are going down to 80, 85 stars or whatever, depending on whether you're in form or not. Now, a couple of years ago, we decided that some people's handicaps weren't as accurate as they could be, and therefore we said, well, hang on a minute, why don't we just put everyone's scores in as general play scores, and then if people are consistently winning stars, then they'll soon have their handicaps cut, and if people are consistently losing stars, they'll soon have their handicap going up a little bit. So there'll be a continuous adjustment of the handicap so that it's fair for everyone. The season starts normally at the start of February, but if there's inclement weather at that time of year, then we might delay the start a little bit. And it runs through normally until the end of September, although this year, for example, we have popped into October a little bit. So it's normally an 8-month season. And over that 8 months, then players that are playing in the Darwin are expected to play at least 10 games in the season. So playing 10 games over 8 months, really, anyone that's regularly playing golf, that shouldn't be an issue for them. And some of the games that we play in the Darwin are actually combined with club competition. So for example, if there's a Sunday roll-up Stableford that the club are organising, then rather than our Darwin game acting in opposition to that or being a competitor of that, we'll just say, well, okay, why don't we look at the scores from the club Stableford competition and allocate stars to the Darwin players accordingly. So over the course of a season, somebody might play 4 or 5 club competitions that count as Darwin games, and they might play another 10 or 15 separate Darwin games. The Darwin games are generally organised via a WhatsApp group called Darwin Tea Times, but sometimes people, for example, might have a friend that they play with every Saturday and they don't necessarily want to engage with all the other Darwin players. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to play with the main Darwin group in order for your scores to be counted in the Darwin. you can actually play with any member. There are a few exceptions, to be honest, but generally speaking, you can play with any Kings Norton member, and as long as your name is on the entry list to start off with, and you send me the score afterwards, and you put the score in as a general play score, and you play to the actual proper rules of golf, and you play off the designated tees, then your score can actually be counted. So it's a very, very flexible arrangement, and it's really designed for people that don't just want to have a knock. You know, there's a lot of people that are happy to just turn up at the golf club, have a little knock round, not really keep the scores properly, have gimmies from 4 feet, etc. The Darwin's not really for you. The Darwin's for those people that when they turn up at the golf club, they want to feel as if they're actually playing for something. So each of us, when we're playing a Darwin game, we are interested, because we're putting a score in for our handicap, getting our handicap down, and B, we want to win as many stars as possible, so that at the end of the season, we will make the final of the Darwin. So the top 4 players on the leaderboard at the end of the season, they qualify for the final. So those 4 players then play a final match. There is a small extra handicapping system within those 4, such that the person that's won, that's come top of the leaderboard, they'll get an extra 3 shots, and the person that's come second will get an extra 2 shots, and the person that's comes third will get an extra shot. The person that's come fourth plays off their actual course handicap. So there's a lot of interest towards the end of the season. Things get very exciting, honestly, towards the end of the season, when someone might have been really concentrating for the whole 8 months, and they then realise that they can make their final. They want to put in as many games as possible to win as many stars as possible, and there's a trophy that we hand out at the end of the year, and we go for an end of season meal and things like that. So it's giving that extra bit of interest. So I'm available if anyone's got any questions on how it all works. But my sort of watchword on all this is just give it a go, join in with the Darwin, get your name on the list. If it's not for you, that's absolutely fine. It's not the Hotel California. You can actually leave, and that's absolutely fine. Anyway, I hope that was useful. Probably didn't touch on everything, but there you go. Thank you for listening.